Hey, what's up, guys? This is Coach Tex Rimberg, DFW Penguin Basketball. Before we get started, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our Instagram at Penguinhoops, okay? And visit our website, www.penguinhoops.com. But guys, today, I want to go do a little coaching tips today. And I got to thinking about a situation I was in this summer with a new group of kids. They're a little bit older than, and also a little bit more skilled and talented than some of the kids that I train on a normal basis and work with in my basketball academy. And I got to thinking that, dealing with a whole new group of players, like let's say if you're a new assistant coach at a college, new assistant coach at a high school, middle school, or head coach at a middle school, high school, whatever, okay, and there are already players that are used to another coach or used to other things being established, okay, there is a weird dynamic that comes into effect when you're dealing with those kids because they're used to another coach handling things a different way. They're used to hearing a different voice. They're used to what they've been doing all this time. And if you're coming in and you're changing or you're trying to come into that fold as an assistant or even as a head coach, there's a good way and a bad way to go about getting the respect from those players. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and also there are different methods to go about doing this, okay? But I'm going to tell you my method, okay? So when there are a few tips that I want to give you guys, even if, let's say, you have a youth basketball team or something, okay, like a 7th grade or 4th grade basketball team, and they've been playing together since the 1st grade, and now you want to help out because your son joined the team and you want to be the assistant coach, all right? It's very, very important. This is the number one thing that you need to know in my book from doing it, okay? The number one thing you need to do when you're coming into this situation is to not yell commands and automatically treat the players as if you are over everything, as if you are the head coach, as if you have been there, okay, and they're supposed to just obey you. Guys, these guys don't know you from Adam. Like they don't know you at all. You may have a track record, but they may not. You're a new person. They're not trying to hear that right off the top. First day on the job, first practice, first workout. Okay, you have to go about it as a way and let them know that you're there to help. And that's how you need to approach it first. And then you gradually massage your way into telling guys what to do without being a pushover. So it's kind of something that you will have to figure out on your own. But the number one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to go to first practice and, hey, Bobby, Bobby, sit down, man. Or Bobby, stop talking. Or Bobby, you need to run harder. So Bobby gonna look at you like, man, who the hell are you, man? Like, you just walked through the door. I'm a senior. I've been here for 4 years. This is my 4th year here. And you some random new coach they just hired. You know what I mean? So that's the number one thing. Number two, I deal with this as well. When there are always going to be some kids on the team that are going to test you. It's just like, you got to think of it when you're a coach like this. You have to think of it as like you being a substitute teacher. And, you had some substitutes. Most of the substitutes that you had in school, you can just run all over them. They don't care. They're just trying to get their check and get out there. The class turns into a circus. And then you have some substitute teachers that do not play that. Okay? Now, the number one thing you want to try to do with this is when these kids try to make suggestions, they're going to try to test you and make suggestions. So, like for example, one of the first games I coached was like a spring league game at a high school. And a couple of kids on the team, they weren't trying to hear anything I was talking about at first. And, I tell them, hey, I want this guy, this is our 5. And then one kid will be like, hey, well, this kid should be starting. I'm like, hey, you know what? That's a good suggestion, but this is what I want to do. So let's try that. Without getting an attitude, not tell them, hey man, shut the hell up. You don't have any say so. Don't do that. Okay? Hey, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. We may have to try that the second half. But this is what I'm going to do right now. All right, Bobby? all right. You know, and if he gives you any more lip to say, no, that's not what I'm doing. You know, there's always going to be one or two kids in the group that are going to try you because they either like the old situation or they just want to test to see how strong you are as a coach. All right. So if a kid gives you suggestions on practice or what you should do at practice or what position some kids should play or what position they should play, or hey, can I do this? Say, you know what, hey, you know what, that sounds good, but you know what? We're going to do this, though. We're going to try this first. All right? Number 3, when you're trying to get in there with these guys, you know, you don't want, even if you have a lot of credentials, you played well, you're a well-known player at some point, you don't want to come to these guys and automatically start just giving them knowledge. You know, just automatically just start coming over and telling them things to do and telling them they should fix stuff and tell them they should change their shot, tell them that they need to work on this. Nah, this is not the way you go about it. Because some kids, they take that as an insult, especially from somebody they don't know. And you know, honestly, you're a new coach, you're just trying to implement yourself into things and trying to help guys. You know, so this is what I like to do. I like to pull guys. Let's say the guys are shooting around before practice. Excuse me. After practice. I like to come over to them like, hey, Bobby, hey, you ever thought about like doing something with your shot? Like you want me to rebound for you? You want to tweak a little bit? Or hey, Bobby, I noticed you trying to, your left hand is a little weak, a little off. You know, you want to go through a quick drill or something to help you work on it? And if they don't want to do it, just be like, all right, man, hey, whenever you want to do it, I'm here for you. Okay? And if they do want to do it, that's when you start implementing. And then guess what? Instead of you trying to impose it and push it on them, now they see, oh, okay, well, man, he's just trying to help. He's not putting any pressure on me. And also other guys see that too, and you'll be surprised at the way the word gets. Bobby might go tell Mike, like, hey, man, coach helped me with my left hand. He showed me this real good drill over there. Hey, what were you doing over there with him, Bobby? Yeah, he showed me this drill, blah, blah, blah. And it gets around. Now other kids are coming to you. Okay? That's number 3. Number 4, it's always in a group of kids that are on the team. When you're a new coach, there's always a group of kids that are going to naturally believe in you and give you a chance no matter what. And one thing you want to do, honestly, is focus on those kids early. Like, if you have kids that really believe in you, you can tell. I mean, you can tell by the way a kid looks at you in the eyes when you're speaking and things of that nature. You want to focus on those guys, not forget about the other guys, but you want to focus on them because other guys may fall in line and see, okay, hey, you know, Bobby and Ricky over here giving coach a chance, and they actually believe in this guy. Let me see why. I'm curious as to why. So you want to focus on those guys. Number 5. And this is very, very important as an assistant coach because this is a real easy way, a surefire way for you to lose respect from your players. You never, ever, ever want to kiss these kids' butt to get respect from them. Okay? That's the surefire way to where you kind of like the laughing stock coach, the coach they don't take serious, the coach that they joke with and play with, a slap on the back of the head on the bus, and things like that. Like, you don't want to be the coach just kissing the best player's butt on the team and just automatically giving him praise for walking through the gym. You guys get what I mean. You don't want to do that. Okay? You don't want to kiss these guys' butts, go out of your way to do stuff, and they're going to test you too. I remember my first year coaching junior college, man. You know, I was broke as a joke. And I remember after one of the workouts, one of the players called me. I was like, hey, man, what's up? He was like, hey, coach, you got some money, man? I'm kind of hungry, and the cafeteria is closed. I'm kind of hungry. I told him, I said, hey, man, you know, I got some ramen noodles in here in my kitchen if you want to come get them if you're really that hungry, but I'm broke. And after that, he never tried it again. And I think he did that with me because he tried it with other coaches and it probably worked. But once he saw that, you know, I wasn't budging, and a couple of other guys tried something along those lines as well with me in my first year coaching. I got a lot of respect from those guys for not being a kiss-ass coach. Because I could see the other coaches on the staff, another coach on the staff was doing things like that for those guys, and they didn't really respect them too much. So yeah, you definitely don't want to be a butt kiss. All right. Now, if you're a head coach and you're new, or you have some type of rank or whatever, or even assistant coach. Now, sometimes your head coach may want you to play a certain role. He might want you to play the nice guy, and he's the bad guy. But if you're the head coach or you're a coach of authority of a team, okay, if you have a player that tests you too much, meaning he's telling you what to do at practice, he's not being obedient, he's not being cooperative with stuff that you're trying to do as a coach, okay, you have to remember that other players see this stuff. They may know what type of personality this kid has. They may know that he's a brat. But if he's getting away with it, they will feel like they can get away with stuff too. So sometimes, even if this is the best player on your team, if he tests you too much and gives you too much of a problem, or she tests you too much and gives you too much of a problem, you may have to sit them out and sit them down or punish them. Even though you may really feel like you don't want to, you may have to do that to let other guys know that this is not, that type of behavior isn't acceptable.